Analyzing the income statement and balance sheet of a crude oil refinery requires a comprehensive understanding of the industry's dynamics, financial metrics, and key drivers. Here's a detailed approach. Understand the industry. Start by gaining insights into the crude oil refining industry. Understand the demand-supply dynamics of crude oil, refining margins, regulatory environment, and competitive landscape. This will provide context for interpreting financial data. Gather financial statements. Obtain the income statement and balance sheet of the crude oil refinery for the period you want to analyze. Ensure the statements are accurate and comprehensive. Income statement analysis. Revenue analysis. Examine revenue sources, such as refined product sales, byproducts revenue, and any other operating income. Compare revenue trends over time and against industry benchmarks. Cost of goods sold. Analyze the components of cost of goods sold, including crude oil purchases, operating expenses, such as labor, utilities, maintenance, and depreciation. Assess the trends and cost efficiency measures. Gross margin. Calculate the gross margin, revenue minus COGS, and compare it with industry averages. A declining gross margin could indicate cost pressures or pricing challenges. Operating expenses. Break down operating expenses, for example, administrative, selling, and distribution expenses as a percentage of revenue. Look for efficiency improvements or cost control measures. Earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization analysis. Evaluate earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization, also referred as EBITDA, to assess operational performance, excluding non-operating factors. Net income. Analyze the bottom line profitability and identify any significant one-time items or extraordinary expenses impacting net income. Balance sheet analysis. Asset composition. Analyze the composition of assets, including property, plant, and equipment, PP&E. Inventories, example, crude oil and refined products, cash and equivalents, and investments. Assess asset utilization and turnover ratios. Liability structure. Examine liabilities such as accounts payable, debt obligations, accrued expenses, and provisions. Evaluate the refinery's leverage and debt servicing capabilities. Equity analysis. Review shareholders' equity, including retained earnings and capital reserves. Look for trends in equity growth and assess return on equity. Liquidity analysis. Calculate liquidity ratios to assess the refinery's ability to meet short-term obligations. Examples include the current ratio and quick ratio. Key financial metrics. Refining margin. Calculate refining margin per barrel processed to assess profitability. Return on assets and return on equity. Evaluate the efficiency of asset utilization and return generated for shareholders. Debt ratios. Assess debt to equity ratio, interest coverage ratio, and debt service coverage ratio to gauge the refinery's financial leverage and ability to meet debt obligations. Inventory turnover. Measure how efficiently the refinery manages its inventory. Cash flow analysis. Analyze cash flow from operating activities, investing activities, and financing activities to assess cash generation, investment, and financing activities. Comparative analysis. Benchmark the refinery's financial performance against industry peers and historical performance to identify strengths, weaknesses, and areas for improvement. Risk assessment. Identify key risks such as commodity price volatility, regulatory changes, operational risks, and geopolitical factors that may impact financial performance. Forecasting and sensitivity analysis. Develop financial forecasts and conduct sensitivity analysis to assess the impact of various scenarios on the refinery's financials. By following these steps, you'll be able to conduct a thorough financial analysis of the income statement and balance sheet of a crude oil refinery, enabling informed decision-making and strategic planning. Finally, stay ahead in the dynamic world of energy markets by subscribing to the Energy Markets Training Initiative on YouTube and following us on LinkedIn. Our channel and page offer valuable insights, tutorials, and updates on trading strategies, market trends, and industry developments. By subscribing and following us, you'll gain access to exclusive content that can enhance your understanding and proficiency in energy trading. Don't miss out on the opportunity to stay informed and connected. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on LinkedIn by clicking the links below.